What is the overall goal for the year? Enter existential crisis here. This is often what happens when people goal set, and so most people don't do it. I feel like so many people online, they show you their perfect productivity process, and then the reality of when you sit down and do it, it's totally different. Oh my God, I'm driving myself crazy. This video is more than it seems, and there are certainly some treasure eggs at the end of it, so watch it all the way to the end. Yet another day, getting into life. I just finished up a call with a group of other YouTubers. We're in a mastermind group together, all coming from Channel Jumpstart. It's like a $6,000 program that I joined that essentially led me to stop posting videos for 4 months. I have about 2 hours before I hop on a human design reading, so I get to choose how to spend it. Previously, I've been really into this book called The One Thing, and I always had like a perfect laid out plan for my priorities, perfect week template that shows what I do during the week. And as of right now, I don't have that set up. I think what I'm gonna do is take some time and do a little bit of getting out priorities, get them in a list, and that way I know when I sit down at my computer, what am I focused on? So this is just a template that I have based on the One Thing concept. Got your annual goals at the top, breaks down into monthly goals, which breaks down into weekly goals. I am really big into working according to my cycle. I like to keep that in mind as I'm setting goals. So I know, number one, I want to cut excess tech. Right now, I pay for ActiveCampaign, Kajabi, Squarespace, Deadline Funnel, Evergreen webinar funnel, like just tons of subscriptions. That is my number one priority. The monthly priorities, weekly meeting with my tasker to ensure that they are doing what is necessary to be able to transfer those things. I'm also going to get up and running with a company that's gonna actually brand me, that's gonna be doing the design side of things too. And the reason that I'm doing it in this way is because being a projector in human design, I'm not designed to be a doer. I've learned that if I can work with generators, then it's so amazing for them to just do it for me, and I guide their energy versus me actually doing it. My next priority is going to be the human design course. One thing that's interesting about creating this Human Design Decoded class, so you've now seen me launch that offer, create the sales page video, get the sales checkout page up and running. 40 people ended up joining that offer, which is absolutely amazing. Now I'm beginning to make the slides for it. You also saw how I prepped for that class, what I'm thinking about. Now it's like really breaking down that and getting it into an evergreen product. Everything is being done in a very aligned way. I've previously on this channel talked about evergreen products and how you can make more money with live launching. Overall revenue is $52,000 from 1 year of Evergreen versus $96,000 of 1 year of live launches. Clearly, that is the winner. But let's look at the actual profitability. Profitability of 1 year of live launches is $85,000, almost $86,000. Profitability of 1 year of Evergreen is $23,000. That is basically $60,000 less than the profitability in doing live launches. Bottom line, live launches make more money. There is definitely an element of truth to that. Like I just did a live launch for this class, but there's also so much value to having an evergreen product because it can always be there and be available, especially when paired with a YouTube strategy. So getting way into the tech here or into the business side of it, but I think that's why you like watching this channel, is it not? Now, in previous years, YouTube was always number one. I've slowly let YouTube become lower and lower priority for now, and you've seen that on the channel, which has been really interesting to allow that to be the case and give myself permission for that. I'm gonna make my annual goal for YouTube, create authentic YouTube videos when inspired. I know it's not a perfect goal. I would love to hit 100,000 subscribers this year, but I think for me, I really want to focus more on the fulfillment piece of it. And I want it to grow, but I want it to grow in an aligned way. Whew. It's now been 8 weeks since I recorded that first part of the video, and I wanted to do a follow-up to talk about the progress that I've made because I set these priorities. Just to get it out there, I am sick. I am recovering from a cold. Man plans and God laughs, and ain't that so true? I very much take that into account when it comes to goal setting. So last week, my 2-year-old got sick. All of daycare was canceled because he couldn't go. Over the weekend, my husband and I got sick. So things kind of happened a little bit differently than anticipated, and yet I still accomplished a lot. So let's analyze where I am and set my goals for March. Let's start with what is working. Number one, my tasker did a fantastic job of loading all of the landing pages from Kajabi into Go High Level. Check, amazing, completely ready to go. The automations, on the other hand, struggling a little bit, but let's stick with what's working. The branding company that I am working with, they have given me all of my brand colors, my new fonts. They have laid out a website design, and they are about to load that into Go High Level, which means that we are on track for this first goal of cutting excess tech by transferring everything to Go High Level, which is oh so exciting. I've also completed my human design class at this point. Hallelujah! I just finished all the slides for that course. Oh my goodness, it feels so good. It has been definitely a push to get it done. This is 6 weeks of basically an hour and a half to 2 hour classes each week and all the slides associated with it. So next comes actually editing it and getting it out so that you can join it. But we'll save that for another day. I have not yet started editing the Evergreen product, so that's not working so well. YouTube being a third priority is definitely a challenge. I'm finding that yes, on some hand, it makes sense for this to be the third goal, but I've had to prioritize this over the last 2 weeks in order to get caught up on YouTube and also begin to get ahead of the process, which I'm still not ahead. So what do we do moving forward from here, you ask? If at this point in the video, you're looking at me and thinking, wow, this girl has her together, let me reaffirm you. It's a hot mess behind the scenes. I have not even had a chance to wash my face today. And why am I recording this on my phone when I've got this high quality camera sitting right here? Because I'm lazy. Screw it, we got the good camera and the mics. Let's be in the moment together. So I'm currently editing the video that you're watching, and it's a little bit of a mess. What ended up unfolding on March 5th was basically me sitting in front of the computer, tapping into the moment of what my priorities should be. There's only really a few scenes that are worth watching. First is an existential crisis. What is the overall goal for the year? Enter existential crisis here. This is often what happens when people goal set, and so most people don't do it. I have it. I did not have it. I then continued to do another 15 minutes of back and forth trying to think through my priorities. Whenever I'm filming these scenes, I really like to be in the moment and just allow the filming to happen in the background, which makes editing these videos very challenging. So here we are. And then after that whole scene, I ended up really tuning in with myself, and that's when the magic ended up unfolding. Oh my God, I'm driving myself crazy. I asked myself in this moment, do I think I have something to prove? Release. Let it go. Things are unfolding in perfect timing. You know the next step. You are not a doer. You're here to be a guide. How can I guide more? That brings up an entirely different conversation than what is on my list, which are a lot of doer type things. I'm actually starting a human design community, which I'm very excited about. Wow. That's a complete redirect. I kind of love that. Oh my gosh, that is kind of exciting. So in this discovery, I end up setting a priority that's going to help me pitch this human design community to my list, which by the way starts today, so if you want to join, link in description. But more importantly was when I really tuned into this actually being right for me and how I knew it was the right thing, even though it wasn't on my priority list previously. It's really interesting because these other ones, they're mental decisions, but there is something about this one that's timing. I can feel the pull towards it. It feels aligned. It feels easy. It feels healthy for me. It feels supportive. So clearly that's the right one. Not even on my priority list. I almost feel like this is next.
Two projectors want to start a podcast, but we can't initiate. We have to wait for an invitation. So what happens when we decide to do this? We get an invitation from this guy here. Thank you, Matt.
Every time we film one, it's so good. And I know that my YouTube channel is falling lower and lower on the list, but it's like, this is the new thing that I'm starting, you know? Which is interesting. I have an email list that I can sell to. I have people that have already raised their hand to learn human design that are waiting for this course to be edited. And this podcast is going to generate more and more people that are interested in human design and want to learn about it. Done. That feels so good. Wow. Wow. You guys might start seeing less of me on this channel if I do this. And I'm going to allow that to be okay for now. Which means that this is the third priority. What a whirlwind to do this. I'm going to make my YouTube goal, I'm going to change it to document my journey to living an aligned life. That's it. I am documenting the journey of everything that is unfolding in my life, which is what I've done in this video, whether you've watched it all the way to this point or not. What a journey. I can't explain to you guys, I can only show you the power that comes with asking these questions in the moment, and it's so interesting. So a little bit more context for this video coming in, because let's be real, if you're watching it at this point, you're one of my people. You should subscribe, okay? Like this video, comment, tell me who you are. Anyway, so my editor texted me at 4:30 because I had said, I'm almost feeling like I should scrap this video, and then it's like, great, I don't have any more videos. And then the imposter syndrome kicks in and blah, blah, blah. And he goes, do I think I have something to prove? And to that I said, always, Tommy, always. But then when I really felt into it, I realized, no, it's actually not that I have something to prove. It's really more about creativity and wanting to pull this together and really give an insight from the outside of what it actually looks like to goal set. My whole thing is struggle, and it's real. I feel like so many people online, they show you their perfect productivity process using like the one thing or the 12-week year or whatever system that they use, and they show it to you, and then the reality of when you sit down to do it, it's totally different. And that's because we each have our own unique energies. And so really this video is me sharing how I have used my unique energy to be able to work with these systems and understand that there's going to be struggle in it. But it all comes down to actually following in the moment what feels right today. And it's kind of magical. All right, now I'm gonna go relieve my mother-in-law who has stayed an extra 30 minutes for me to finish this video, so peace out.